The Paramecia is one of the strangest types of devil fruits in the One Piece world. Consuming one grants the eater a supernatural ability of some kind. These powers usually come in three different forms: a power that changes the user's body, a power that allows the user to manipulate the environment, or the power to produce a certain substance. With much practice, one can awaken a Paramecia Devil Fruit, and this will allow the user access to even more power. Donquixote Doflamingo used his Paramecia Devil Fruits awakening to turn the streets and buildings of Dressrossa into strings. These devil fruits are strange and wacky, but they grant incredible abilities. These are the top 10 strongest Paramecia Devil Fruits in One Piece. Rubber Fruit. The Rubber Fruit was consumed by series protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates and one of the most dangerous pirates on the sea. This fruit turns the user into a rubber human, making them immune to blunt attacks while increasing their susceptibility to bladed weapons. As a rubber human, the user can speed up his blood flow, which, in turn, greatly enhances the user's speed. The user can also blow into their rubber muscles, which expands that user's limbs to a gigantic proportion. These techniques helped Luffy to escape the Judiciary Island, Enies Lobby. OPE-OPE Fruit. The OPE-OPE fruit is considered by some to be the ultimate devil fruit, due to its ability to grant the ageless surgery. This surgery allows a patient who undergoes it to permanently remain within their youth, but this comes at the price of the fruit user's life. The main ability of the OPE-OPE fruit lies within its ability to allow the user to create a room. In this room, the user can freely manipulate the position of anything inside. Doctors have long since used this fruit to cure diseases that many people believed to be incurable. The current user of the fruit is Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, and, with it at his disposal, he's carved a legacy as one of the New Age's most important pirates. Venom-Venom Fruit. The Venom-Venom Fruit was consumed by the former warden of the prison, Impel Down, Magellan. It turns the user into a poison human. With this fruit, Magellan can easily wipe out the strongest of foes, as seen when he easily beat Blackbeard during the Impel Down arc. The user can concoct different poisons with varying levels of lethality. The user produces these toxins through the pores, meaning that simply making contact could result in an opponent being poisoned. String Fruit. This fruit was consumed by the heavenly demon, Donquixote Doflamingo, and it turned him into a string human. These strings are extremely durable, allowing him to do battle against power-based fighters without struggling too much. The strings are also incredibly sharp, being able to easily sever a giant's leg with a simple swing. Doflamingo was shown to be able to use string that seemed nigh uncuttable, his birdcage. This fruit also allows a user to control others through connecting a string to the victim's spinal cord. ZUSHI-ZUSHI Fruit. Consuming this fruit turns the user into a gravity human, giving the user the ability to control gravity at will. The gravitational force produced by the fruit's current eater, Admiral Fujitora, can produce enough force to hold down characters such as Roronoa Zoro and Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. If this fruit is used properly, it makes it extremely difficult for enemies to approach. Any carelessness, and they could become permanently stuck. The most dangerous part of this fruit is its range. With enough training, a user can apply the gravitational force to an entire city. Mochi-Mochi Fruit. Consuming the Mochi-Mochi fruit turns the user into a mochi human, which grants the ability to create, control and transform into mochi. Charlotte Katakuri consumed this fruit and, with it, he became strong enough to be considered Big Mom's strongest crew member. The mochi can become thick enough to easily stop bullets. The malleability of the mochi means that Katakuri can easily trap his opponents in it, rendering them unable to fight. This devil fruit is weak to liquid, so when Katakuri's mochi comes into contact with water, it loses its power. PAW-PAW Fruit. When a user consumes this fruit, they grow paws on their palms. These palms have the ability to repel anything that they come into contact with. With enough training, the user can pinpoint what exactly they want to repel. Kuma was able to use this to repel all the damage Luffy had taken during Thriller Bark. Kuma can also determine the destination of people and the objects that come into contact with his paws. With enough training, a user can use the paws to send opponents flying across the world. Kuma famously used that ability on the Sabodi archipelago to separate the Straw Hat. Float Float Fruit. The Float Float Fruit was consumed by the legendary pirate, Shiki the Golden Lion, captain of the Golden Lion Pirates and a former member of the infamous, Rocks Pirates. After consuming this fruit, the user gets the ability to levitate both themselves and non-living things. With this, a user can fly around, granting incredible mobility, making this ability pretty useful, given that not many devil fruits have access to the ability of flight. Once Shiki touches an object and it begins to float, it will float until he stops willing it to. Soul Soul Fruit. The Soul Soul Fruit was consumed by Charlotte Linlin, also known as Big Mom, and it granted her the ability to manipulate souls. With this ability, she created her own personal kingdom, where her citizens pay her with their lifespans. Big Mom is able to collect time off a person's lifespan using this devil fruit. She can then pour their lifespans into a vessel, usually an animal or object, and it will come to life. This ability can be devastating, and Big Mom's current bounty and position in the world is a clear indicator of that. The user can also divide different pieces of their souls and put it into vessels. These vessels tend to be much more powerful than the usual homies created by Big Mom. QUAKE-QUAKE Fruit. The QUAKE-QUAKE fruit is widely considered the most dangerous devil fruit in the One Piece world. It allows the user to generate tremors at will. These tremors can happen on land, in the sea or even in the air, meaning these quakes can be generated from any position. These quakes are devastating and can lead to the destruction of the entire island. This fruit was consumed by Whitebeard, before it was stolen from him after his death by Blackbeard. Both users have been shown to be easily capable of causing tsunami and earthquakes with the Devil Fruit's ability. When Whitebeard had this fruit, he was considered the strongest man in the world, largely due to his Devil Fruit's immense power.